Guys, this is important. Have you heard of this unlimited detail engine? The world of gaming is pretty scary. Like Unreal Engine 5 still lagging like hell, and potentially is extremely hard to use and optimize for. To the point where it's running controversy. Pokemon is running a controversy. So we have Borderlands 4 controversy. We have Pokemon controversy. It's all about graphics. We are now 13 years ahead of this, and we still bitching about graphics for one particular reason. Fucking polygons. We use polygons. There's no way that's an efficient thing to do. This is still like revolutionary what it can do.
That doesn't use procedural generation.
It's crazy.
Polygons in every
This is 30
square
years
meter
ago.
of dirt, which means in 1 cubic meter of dirt, we have more polygons than you will find in any game that doesn't use procedural generation.
Now, the guy actually describes this engine way wrong. He's just inflating the numbers, basically. Yes, technically there might be a lot of polygons. But something else is important right now. Bro scrubbed everything. Okay? At some point, maybe this year, actually, when, you know, the graphics drama is dropping, Bro scrubbed all of his old content. And this is pretty scary. Now we only have scraps, and I will try to fucking combine these scraps together, give you guys commentary. Unfortunately, my engine is not really ready to be showcased. And I was inspired to like seek this like alternative way of doing things because polygons are not only like hard to render, but they are annoying to put together. Like out of the triangles you have to put together an actual object. That's insane. I instead put together the terrain out of cubes. No, not Minecraft cubes. These things can rotate, guys. These things can scale freely and move around freely. The thing that everyone was scared of in this unlimited detail demo is that you can't actually, like, move things around. I should have placed trees, actually. Because it's cool to have trees. I think it uses voxels, because voxels can go really deep. I think voxel is very similar to Euclidean technology. And what's actually going on in Euclidean, they have objects and they populate the world with objects. Right? I'm not sure if they can rotate these objects. They probably can. And this is like a rookie version of this that actually is viable. You can download this and you can see it for yourself. But there is, you know, we got to this point after 13 years. This is still revolutionary, guys. What Bruce Dell actually did is insane. And it actually still looks good, by the way. I would want to have this application somewhere, right? And it was available. It was available in a browser. But I think it also was scrubbed. Like, you can imagine everything was scrubbed, guys. Now, on a browser, you have actually been able to see how the thing loads, that it is, in fact, made out of voxels. For me, again, I'm not ready yet. I'm still fixing this glitch, because it's holy shit complicated. Alright? Some things are just, like, insane. But, you know, I have this. What is the tree made out of? Blocks, you think? These are blocks? No, it's made out of this material. Every single little block is rotatable. It's detachable. It's not voxels anymore, right? So my rendering method is technically very different. I would still prefer to use like Euclideon, simply because this one is just fucking hard and it breaks down so fast. So I'm literally stuck kind of like playing with the dirt, unfortunately. But I still think I'm gonna end up doing something cooler. I'm actually showed up on here. And again, the more you interact with this video, the more you watch, the more you comment, you will be able to prop up this to the very top where everyone will be able to reminisce of what's going on with Euclideon. So let's rewatch this clip real quick. I'll add some commentary.
I'm Bruce Dell, the CEO of Euclideon. In 2010, our technology
but we're going to watch a lot of stuff.
we had found a way to give computer graphics unlimited power. Basically, computer graphics today are made of these little flat shapes called polygons, and a lot
It's
of big
ugly.
companies spend
Like you would look at that shit. You would look at this shit and be like, what the fuck is this ugly thing? However, Bruce Dell went in a different direction. He just wants to like smoothen the edges, add more detail. It's not actually like liberating people from polygons. I want to liberate people from polygons. Like, look at this thing as well. Even like these lines, kind of like so sharp. Like, look at this thing. You actually need to shade polygons in order to achieve like good-looking stuff. There's so much going on here, and normally if you have a lot of detail, the shader is pretty simple. But if you don't know, then you're stuck with this thing. If you don't know everything about polygons, you're stuck using the shitty ones. And then you have to learn how to fucking texture these creepy polygons. Because they're actually triangles, not these. You know? Like, what? It gets so crazy. I've seen so many horror stories, basically. People dealing with this stuff. Where I'm just like, nah, I'm just... as much detail as I want to, I'll just put it together. Now, how will I do faces? I don't know. How they will look like? I don't know. I don't care right now. I just want like easy access to gaming environments, to like visual environments.
trying to have more of these little flat shapes so your graphics will look better and everything won't be quite so angular. There is a better way to do computer graphics which is used in medicine and the sciences, and that is to make everything out of tiny little atoms instead of flat panels. The problem is this particular system...
So basically he kind of reveals his strategy here, right? Now, why do these atoms break down and then put themselves back together, you might ask? And there's actually... this is technically all you need to know, right? So yeah, basically these are like little pixels that go straight to the screen. It's very simple for them to do that. And potentially they just become bigger and like more optimized as he stops rotating. Because it's a lot easier to like project 1 by 1 pixel, right? And then when you place it down when the object is stationary, then you make it normal. And you can imagine that with newer computers, he was able to move things around without breaking them down into 1 by 1 pixels. That they can still like be regular pixels. Now, I still think it's kind of supposed to be voxel terrain, so I'm not sure. I've seen another demo that it is in fact like point cloud data. Is that simple?
Of processing power, so the more objects you have on the screen, the slower your computer will run. Having 4 or 5 detailed objects will run just fine, but you certainly can't do a level of a game. We got a lot of attention because we made the claim that we could run unlimited little 3D atoms in real time. To understand this claim, you need to consider the state of the industry. There's lots of large companies that are pouring billions of dollars into trying to increase the polygon count. At present, they seem to be able to increase it by about 25% a year. If any of these large companies was to suddenly come out with 10 times more polygons than their competitors, that would be enormous news. But we didn't increase the geometry count by 10 times, or 100 times, or 1,000 times. We increased it so far we could abandon polygons altogether and move to little atoms.
Again, great that they did that. It still sounds like inflating numbers when they're not actually gonna make graphics that much better. And also, it's very difficult to like shade these little tiny dots. You could imagine.
And run them.
But let's look at like the newest installment, right? Because I bet you guys they use those little tiny dots still to this day. I'm just looking where is the best like graphics. Now they can move it around, guys.
Technology. Please watch this video, as you might find that holograms might fit in with your future expansion plans.
You better not fucking show me polygons, though. This looks like polygons, guys. But at the same time, like, it's so not. Like, I can't catch this being polygons.
Expansion plan.
Usually you can easily catch that.
Normally our company...
Can I catch this thing being polygons? Maybe, but maybe not.
Axiom holographic.
Because, like, you would still... Well, you need this to be extruding, but should you?
Makes holograms.
This looks like the most polygons.
For governments and defense organizations around the world. But we also build entertainment equipment for theme parks, hotel resorts,
Look at the fucking level of
and
detail.
cruise ships.
Wait, I like the bubbles. That is what a mystery to me right now. The bubble. Does this bubble actually go in to the water?
Cruise ships.
Probably not.
We have 20-meter hologram tunnels. Each hologram tunnel can take up to around 90 people an hour.
I should watch this at
We have many
higher
different
definition.
pieces of content for people to visit.
No, I can't.
So you can bring out new content every school holidays to keep customers coming back. Visit Australia. Go to the North Pole. Be in a stampede of elephants in Africa.
I don't wanna.
We've also brought the dinosaurs back to life.
I mean, like, it has shading, it has everything, and it looks extremely detailed, so you can't tell if there's any problems. And they would never ever be confident enough to, like, shove something in someone's face when it's not extremely detailed.
Each piece of content has your customers going through the
This is the greatest rage bait of all time, you know, like, shove something so crazy detailed in people's faces
tunnel 5
because they don't deserve the actual engine.
times. On each
Imagine that.
journey, they see something different. For example, in Africa, they go down to the river to see the hippos.
And again, with point cloud data, like, it's a lot easier to project shit onto people's perspectives, basically, onto people's like internal cameras that also like have two cameras for each eye. It's a lot easier to do that, I imagine,
They go through thunderstorms on a mountain.
than doing
They
polygons.
visit the giraffes in the treetops and much, much more.
Like, in a way that no one else can do this stuff.
These tunnels project real depth. For example, if you look at this dinosaur, you can see the front of his face. Then as we go
It's a little weird. The way grass is flickering right now. It's kind of fucking weird. Feels like Z fighting, guys. That's a no-no.
his face,
I don't
then
know.
as we go past him,
crazy,
you can see
though.
the side of his body. You wouldn't get that if these were flat projectors on walls. But the major attraction is that
But
the
I want
animals
it.
come off the walls and they fly around in the
And
air
they
with
attack you.
Other large attractions
And they deal
include
damage.
giant hologram animals, hologram bridges, or hologram enclosures.
Yeah, I guarantee you
However,
guys it's
for
the same deck.
hotels and cruise ships or other attractions that may not have a lot of space, we have smaller hologram rooms. People go into these rooms and have a hologram adventure with their family. Each adventure goes for around 15 minutes. There are 9 different pieces of content. These include
You gotta love the water,
there are
though.
9 different
You gotta love that water. Everyone screws up water. And this one actually feels screwed up. I'm not gonna lie, nothing changed after digging through this layer
pieces
of
of
water.
content.
Does it at least ripple inside
Different
the water?
pieces of content.
I literally can't
These
tell.
include dinosaur adventures, going underwater.
Okay, this one's a little bit more convincing, but it actually still doesn't ripple. It doesn't warp the perspective. And I don't think they can do that, actually.
Hologram
I
sports.
don't think they can warp it.
And hologram monster
Well, obviously they can, right? Like, but can they?
escape rooms.
I genuinely think it's the
The
hardest
rooms are
part.
interactive, so you can pick hologram grass and feed
I
a
think I can.
brontosaurus.
But I'm
Or
a
you can
weirdo.
jump down hologram holes. Or fight a velociraptor. We also have hologram arcade machines. These have a wide variety.
So yeah, bro already made 20
New
billion
games.
games with this.
4 players sit at the back of the room, and they play with either a wand or a giant joypad. Here we can see people playing a new holographic version of Space Invaders. That box is made out of laser light. It's not real, it's a projection in the air. In this game, they're using swords to chop balloon animals. Every time they chop them, they turn into 2 smaller ones. The games are all very high quality. This one has 120 levels. All hardware and software content is made directly by our company, but we can custom build for you.
So again, I imagine like everyone has glasses on, everyone has to have glasses on. They just see a projection of, you know, what you're supposed to see. But I'm still speculating. I have no fucking idea. I just feel like, you know, there's a screen, and you see what you're supposed to see. Technically, your glasses just give you the pixels, right? They project pixels on across or whatever, because it doesn't want to bleed out here when you put on the glasses, and yet it bleeds out from the top.
All hardware and software content is made directly by our company, but we can custom build for your requirements. We also have educational hologram theaters where we can custom build your content.
By the way, it was said that Bro is now AI generating pretty much, like the codes, you can imagine all the things AI generating, as many things as he can possibly muster, and it's insane. All right, Bro is already ahead of everyone else and is just flexing with to the masses, because like the masses don't understand nothing. They're just like, wow, that's cool. Look at this thing over here.
Or you can have a hologram dining room where water.
Anyone, obviously, you have to pitch in if you have been in these places. If you have seen something interesting, you can pitch into the comments.
Animals are around your guests while they eat.
I will never be in this thing.
Axiom Holographics is one of the world's largest hologram equipment producers. We're based in Brisbane, Australia, with offices
Oh my god, look at the
world.
graphics.
Our customers include groups like Airbus, Bentley, Sound the World.
Look at the Radcliffe right there. They have their own Radcliffe.
Our customers include groups like Airbus, Bentley, Saudi Aramco, Lockheed Martin. We do large hologram shows for museums.
This is getting boring, guys.
We were the ones that did the hologram aquarium for Bill Gates' luxury Four Seasons resort in the Maldives.
We are the ones who supported Bill Gates and his Microsoft.
Hologram tables to unveil Asia's largest airport. In 2019, the mayor of Silicon Valley gave us the Yosemite Award for Best Hologram Technology in the world. We have a reputation for our equipment's high level of reliability. We also take very good care of our customers with excellent ongoing support.
Imagine playing Elder Scrolls with this
Please
shit.
contact us to understand the full range of equipment and see how it may fit in with your future expansion plans.
Whatever. So I would like to know, like, what's exactly going on? I don't think they actually see through the glasses. Like, there's no way. Holographics is just like a fancy way of saying you put on VR headset, you know? And this one is just like efficient. Because it has a whole screen, you know, surrounding you. So of course it's efficient. How crazy. I can maybe like watch this as well for some more insights.
This is the hologram wall from Axiom.
This thing got close up in here. We can see individual teeths pretty well, but there's no fucking seams, guys. This is so scary to me. And remember this nanite thing? Nanites. I feel like I have to add some of this nanite idea. But look at the texture coloring on this nanite. It still needs to be textured or whatever. What the fuck is that? Alright, let's figure out what nanite is, guys. And does it Does it make things look this? Look at the fucking details. Everything is detail. And you can imagine they just put AI prompt and it's like, yep, here's a skull of a dinosaur you wanted, sir. They do a few little tweaks and
it projects
good to go.
objects made up your hand straight through them. It's used by schools, universities, architecture firms, or organizations wanting to show their infrastructure.
Oh shit, that's annoying. If you can get your hand through that shit, man, that's annoying. Then you can see through the glasses, you know? Because that's the whole point of like, but what is he doing with the stick?
It's easy to use and easy to get started. The holograms can be imported from most known 3D formats. You can upload your models and make your presentations using your own software, or you can make content
Whoa, don't flex Unreal Engine, dude.
You can upload your
You can do everything.
models and make your...
Wait. There's no way Unreal Engine supports any of this fucking crap, right? And it does look like I'm seeing polygons here, guys. I'm seeing his
models and make your presentations using your own software, or you can make content
bigger
using
enemy,
Unreal Engine
biggest
4.
enemy, guys.
You can use it to show virtual objects like cars or the inside of buildings. It can also show real objects that have been scanned in from the real world. It's often...
Wait, it's shaded, guys.
It can also show real objects that have...
Yeah. We get it.
been scanned
We get
in
that part. Like, there's
real
no
world.
seams, bro. This is like the most shaded, and we still see nothing.
It's often used by schools to introduce children to advanced fields like photogrammetry
There it
and
is.
360 scanning.
The same elephant showed up.
The device
That's
comes in
crazy.
a permanent installation that bolts to a wall, or a portable version that can fit into 2 suitcases and can be set up in under 10 minutes.
Portable
You can do this
version
in
that you
any
will
dark room
delete when you make a new business
that has
venture,
a
am I
white
right?
wall. The device projects a hologram window 3.6 meters by 2 meters, and it projects out 1 meter from the wall and an unlimited distance into the wall. The hologram wall
But how can
also
you have
run
multiple
immersive
people,
tours that
though?
have been made using our scanning stick.
It's crazy.
Making these tours is easy. You walk up and down each path, then use our software to connect the paths to an overhead map or drawing. Now you can show this environment on the hologram wall and travel around it using a wand. To you, it looks like these people are seeing a 2D flat screen, but to them, the hologram wall has projected this environment to have real depth. They can see for miles, and everything is its real-world height and size. That is very important. For example, if I show you this flat 2D picture of the roof of the Hagia Sophia Mosque, you can't see how big it is. You have no idea how big it is when you look at something that's two-dimensional. Yet, with immersive tours, you can see the true depth and fully comprehend how enormously large things are. If you are an organization that has many buildings, shops, hotels, or a factory plant, consider purchasing a hologram wall and scanning in your assets. It's a great way to show guests when your assets are far away, or you can readdress the past and see how things have changed over the years. For the board and the company's decision makers, it gives them the ability to better understand the site that they are discussing. For mining and town planning, the
People need to
hologram
adopt
wall
this
also uses the
potentially.
world's most advanced graphics engine, so you can fly over giant models of cities or mine sites which load in less than a second. If you own any
You
type
didn't see the name of the graphics engine, my
of
guy.
laser scanner, the hologram wall will truly unlock the value of your
It
scans.
hurts.
For museums, it's great for showing artifacts that are not able to be put on public display. Smaller artifacts can be
Because
scanned
they have too
and
many
increased in
polygons.
size for better appreciation. If objects are too large, like this T-Rex, then they can be projected on the other side of the wall. Additional information.
Not enough
It requires
information
a dark
still.
environment as it projects out of light. Within 2 meters, it can take 1 user at a time for close-up object analysis, or up to 30 users when more than 2 meters from the device. It uses laser-based projection from Delta and comes with spare wands and glasses and spectator glasses. The glasses are for separating the light perspectives. They're not virtual reality. They
Separating light perspectives, guys. Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay. So you're dimming the lights? That's stupid. No, don't do that. Don't do that, broski.
do not
No, that's stupid. You're making your projections darker by doing this. How are you not, right? But at the same time, is he though? because the glasses could also like you know, enhance whatever light they receive. They can also enhance it. So I don't know, man. Man, that's something. But he basically said it, right? You see projected light, it picks apart the stuff that belongs to your glasses, all right? But it's so stupid because you have to have different pairs of glasses that take in different like wavelengths or whatever. It's weird, man. And it's obviously not important to the plot right now. What's important is fucking graphics. Where's that advanced graphics engine you're talking about? We all need one right now.
Its fast loading times.
Pokemon need one. Look at these Pokemon.
Is because it's been made using the Euclideon unlimited detailed graphics engine.
Oh my god!
Also uses the
you can pet the Pokemon.
360 stereoscopic
Jesus
video
Christ!
codec. Please contact us for more information.
Please contact us if you have all the Pokemon. Alright, let me brag now.
If what we said was true, then it was the largest breakthrough since 3D graphics
crazy.
began. 2 months after announcing it, we declined all further interviews and then completely disappeared. Most people said the technology was too...
But what we wanted to see is like animation. That's why most people say, okay? That's why most people say things. Like, yes, that. Yes, for some reason that over here as well.
And then completely
but can they rotate?
Appeared. Most people said the
Really?
technology was too unbelievable and was probably never real to begin with. It's been 1 year since our disappearance, and a lot
unfortunately
of people
too real.
Well, we're not finished yet, but we'll give you an update as to our present level of advancement. We've made a little island. The island is 1 kilometer square. This island is made of 21,062,352,000,000
1 kilometer?
3,500,000 polygons. In the graphics industry, everyone's used to using...
Okay, you're taking a piss, bro. 1 kilometer?
1 kilometer square. This island is made of...
I mean, 1 tree is like, I don't know, 10 meters? Oh, we were gonna test your claim. This is 100 meters, and this is 10,000 kilometers.
It is 1 kilometer square.
Shit.
This island is made of 21,062,352,435,000 polygons. In the graphics industry, everyone's used to using polygons.
1 kilometer is
So we thought we'd
nothing
build
in
a polygon
gaming.
converter. By converting polygons to unlimited detailed point cloud data, you can then run them in unlimited quantities. We've converted them at a rate of 64 atoms per cubic millimeter. If you're not sure how small a cubic millimeter is, that's a rate of 1 million atoms per cubic inch. If you're still not sure how small that is, these are grains of dirt. In fact, there are 15 million converted polygons in every square meter of dirt, which means in 1 cubic meter of dirt, we have more polygons than you will find in any game that doesn't use procedural generation. Graphics are definitely getting a lot better. If you compare Crysis 1
1
to
grain
Crysis
of
2,
dirt,
you see
guys.
nearly double the polygon count, but things still don't look realistic. That's not the fault of the artist. In fact, we're eager to see what happens when we give our technology to real artists in the games industry. We played with it ourselves, of course, and we came up with this. But remember,
They're not as eager as we thought
we're far
they
from the
were.
world's best artists, so it'll be very interesting to see where our technology ends up going when there's more synchronization with other players in the industry. Our polygon converter
It would be
straight from 3ds
interesting.
Max, Maya, and other 3D programs, so it's pretty much business as usual for the artist. He just has total freedom.
See, the funny thing is, it's like, well, it's already ready to use. You know, it's already compatible with every system imaginable, right? And it's like, give me.
Now, and there is no such thing as a polygon budget.
No, there's no such thing as free.
Polygon counts are pretty low today in games. If we look at things like palm trees and then compare them to, say, a palm tree made with unlimited detail, our technology, we can see that the polygon budget was pretty restrictive. So by removing that burden from artists' lives, I'm sure
It will still gonna be embarrassing me for like 10 years or something. Like, I will not be able to reach this level of
we'll make a few
detail.
friends. As for our supporters who play games, your graphics are about to get better. Better by a factor of about 100,000 times. 100,000 is a pretty big number. Perhaps we're exaggerating, so we'll let you be the judge of that. The ground in games today consists of a very nice photo on the ground.
And
some
don't
blades
worry
across
about
the-
it. It did not get that much better. Okay? Yes, it did got better with AAA companies who fucking cracked the code, and God knows what they're doing. But generally speaking, no. Still same.
From it. This is our ground.
Still
in
same
unlimited
polygons,
detail,
guys.
And obviously even
Nothing
the grains of dirt,
changed
as
for
mentioned before,
13
are real
years.
geometry. So if you look around, the leaves, the twigs, the blades of grass, all those little groundy type things are now all real. Your game environments will also be
It
real.
might
When I
have
say
only gotten worse.
real, I mean made of little atoms, just like our real world. Your game environments up until now have been a bunch of tricks to deal with the low polygon budget. Things like
Ooh! Don't do that to my
sprites
eyes.
which are always facing you,
That's
or objects in the distance
crazy.
which are just really flat pieces of cardboard, or things
That's
like a cactus where it's
crazy.
very
What
well
did you
detailed
do?
on one side, but we don't want to waste polygons, so the other side looks like an octopus tentacle. Sometimes objects far away just disappear into the fog, and other times they just pop up as they swap between different models. I'm sure in the future our children will look back with
Ooh, that
amusement
shit hurts, man. I've shown like
to
Pokemon
the fog, and
popping.
other times they just pop up as they
Ooh,
swap between
man.
different models. I'm sure in the
Ooh.
future our children will look back with amusement on these things. And
You need to see this up close, guys. Like, you need to understand how crazy this is. When it be popping like this. You guys be popping. And obviously, if you do a proper rendering engine, it's not gonna be doing that. It's not gonna be Mary Poppins. Okay, because it can seamlessly go from one LOD to another or something else. But instead, this is just like a tiny object projected into space, or scaled up, basically.
pop up
Right.
as they swap between different models. I'm sure in the future our children will look back with amusement
It's actually a lot of work to do that, to even swap the models correctly, where they all end up in the same position and all that shit. It's actually like technology required for this
as they
thing.
swap between different models. I'm sure
Still
in the future
nothing
our children
changed,
will look back
guys.
with amusement on these
It's
things, the
crazy.
same way that we look back on blocky 3-color graphics. Getting back to our island demo, I hope you will forgive the repetitious graphics. Please remember we're a technology company, we're not a games company. To have a look at a few individual
And again, they already broke that shit. They already had like shadows going on, which is all so scary.
items. If we look here at this rock, I hope you will permit me to
Probably baked in. Or am I just fucking imagining? Okay,
say
maybe
it
no
looks rather
shadows.
real.
Just
That's because it is. It's actually been scanned in from the real world. Scanning technology that brings things in from the real world has existed for quite some time. The problem
do
was what
now.
it produced was so
They do
high in
have shadows
geometry
now.
you could never use it in games. In the future, graphics will be divided into two categories, fiction and non-fiction. What we mean is, if I want to make Super Mario or a dragon or a unicorn, I can't go out into the forest, tranquilize them and laser scan them. They're not there. So I need an artist to do that. So the artwork that doesn't exist we call fiction. That means it's made by an artist. This tree is fiction. It's been made by an artist. It's not laser scanned in. The rock, on the other hand, is non-fiction. And the cactus is a hybrid of the two. To make this cactus, we didn't have any cactuses that looked this way in our little part of Australia. The cactuses that we had weren't quite as interesting. So we took the pieces of them, we twirled them around to make circles, and then we added some dry leaves on top, which we changed the color of. If we were a little bit more creative, we would have taken the wings of a swan and put them on a tiger, but we didn't think of that at the time. This island demonstration shows our present level of technology, but that level is far from complete.
yeah, so you can imagine it's repeating objects, basically. The actual question is, how many objects are there? Because it's probably just like 100 in actuality. That's the shit that you can optimize. Just copy and paste the same thing, you know? The same cloud data. But it's still cool, and you can still procedurally like change them around, basically. Just change them a little bit so it doesn't feel like it's copy and paste like this. Like, this is bad. You should still be able to do that, right? Without like creating more models. But even if you do, like, again, this is, if you know what a prefab is, or like nesting, so you have point clouds creating these tiny objects, and sometimes they're pretty big, they're scalable basically, right? And the objects create structures. And technically that's it. There's not that many layers to it. The real question is, how do they handle projecting from distance? That is the biggest question. That's the thing that really baffles me, right? They probably still have to like turn the like create LOD for the objects, for the cloud data, right? But it's a little bit easier for them to do. It feels like you can see a drop of like quality, because what I would do is I would like blend pixels together until it turns into like this blurry mess, right? Something a little bit more uniform, because you don't actually need distance detail that much anyways. And the closer you get, the more detail you get. That is the actual nesting that I should have mentioned, right? So while there's regular nesting for the objects, the nesting really occurs of LOD nesting based on how close you are to something. So if you are in fact looking at the grains of dirt, you will see them in great detail because you got very, very close. But the LODs like really break down into many, many versions potentially. So it blends in seamless, but it still switches from one thing to the other. I bet you guys that happens. I wonder if I can actually catch something like this happening in the distance. But this is like next level thing to do. Picking apart pixels, bro.
Graphics are definitely.
It could be even crazier. By the way, what the fuck is this? The shadow is floaty shadow.
Graphics are definitely
Oh
getting
my
a lot
God.
better.
They could have like 100 LOD levels, and they can blend so seamlessly that fucking hell, dude.
I'm sure.
They could have a slider of LOD levels. It gets crazy. No, not really. Because LOD is fundamentally about tapping into lower level of detail of the object and not reading all of its data, right? So we cannot have 100 LODs. Like, there's no fucking way. It still has to operate as a just image of an object, right? Like, come on.
In geometry, you could never use it in
But bro, it's still
games.
still showing crazy stuff in the distance. Again, there's no seams, guys, until you use their web service. Then you actually see voxels for some reason. And it actually stumped me because, like, voxels, you can also see it in this, I guess. Alright, this is blurred out because it didn't fucking load yet. See? I think. It might have swapped LODs, like, actually. Or it's just a unfortunate camera thing. Let's just nail to everyone who's wondering its level of detail LOD. With polygons, it's extremely difficult to pull this shit off because you actually have to have different meshes. That's what makes particle objects way more efficient. They can just exclude half of the particles, right? They can basically, ooh, this is interesting. They can, in fact, kind of do sliders, but they would just do half and a half and a half. They would be able to half it every single time. Basically prioritizing some points over the others and halving them anytime you go further away. So, like, the LOD, building LOD is, like, super easy with the nanites, so to speak, right? We should fucking bury this garbage behind us. It doesn't even look good. Like, you can't even do good things. At this point, you would actually resolve things with a billboard. You would just put a billboard of the bunny in the distance. There's another example of this billboard
is actually
thing.
in the game.
It's weird how shields disappear as well. Here comes the billboards. At some point, that's the LOD. That's the lowest LOD. And actually, people are lecturing me in the comments, saying that, well, it's not imperfection. Of course it...
And non-fiction. What we mean is, if I want to make Super Mario or a dragon or a unicorn, I can't go out into the forest, tranquilize them, and laser scan them. They're not there. So I need
It's
an
so
artist to do
simple,
them.
too,
So the
you
artwork
know?
that doesn't exist, we call fiction. That means it's made by an artist. This tree is fiction.
Should I do it? Should I try to do this instead? I probably will. I would call this generation 3 rendering because I'm doing something very different. I did feel like these were supposed to be voxels. Like, what is going on?
It's been made by an artist.
Their technology sucked when I used the browser. Like, it actually showed itself loading. It was loading, my friends.
The rock, on the other hand, is non-fiction, and the cactus is a hybrid of the two. To make this cactus, we didn't have any cactuses that look this way in our little...
So yeah.
Demonstration shows our present level of technology, but that level is far from complete.
This is
didn't think of that at the
potentially where I
time.
would
This island
spot the
demonstration shows
LOD.
that just after we made this
I don't know.
demonstration, we progressed to having multiple shades of shadow. So in our next demonstration, you're going to find the lighting is going to look a lot better. We're also running at 20 frames a second in
Crazy.
software, but we have versions that are running much faster than that, which aren't quite complete yet. Some months from now, our software development kit will be
Quite
complete,
not
and it'll be ready to be
complete.
handed over to the game's developers. Until then, we're all working as hard as we can, and we hope to produce a
Maybe I'm gonna do the same thing. Maybe I'll just make a holographic strip club, you know?
product that our fans and supporters will find acceptable. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this presentation.
Because people will bully me. You know? That's what's gonna happen. I'm still learning as I watch. I guess it didn't spot anything unusual. If you look really closely, technically, that's what it is. I can't see nothing. Maybe this one actually shows. So it gets close to this thing that is, you know, scanned. Is scanned. So of course it's going to be bad graphics because it's not actually pre-built. But you literally can see the problems with it. Even it just becomes blurry. You know, it's not like the video quality is bad. It's actually just blurry. Those are the graphics. Oh shit, this looks good. But it's still not like voxelated or anything. I swear it should be. But they get away. And again, 3D scanning environment is very different because there's no actual objects. You have to do the voxels. So it's not even the same thing. Then there's the web engine, which should finally show it to us. What are these fucking noises, bro? What the fuck? See, that's what I saw. This is the most obvious shit ever. But that means that the LODs are pretty fucking weird, isn't it? And then you look closer and the points just kind of separate. Maybe they are circles. Are they really circles? Because that would make sense. But I think they are cubes that break down. You can see. Ooh. That's the exclusive shit I wanted to see, guys. He got way too close. This is why it feels blurry, guys. But again, this is not the game technology. This just says 3D scan technology. Which is not even finished because fucking it doesn't blend with itself. Like, why would you give us this detail when it doesn't connect? It shows all this empty space. We don't need to know the imperfections like that, but now we do. So that's what we saw, but like, what does that mean to the actual Euclidean engine then? Because it doesn't feel like it's doing the same thing. And I was able to do the same thing, just fly around and be like, wow, you're actually loading a bunch of crap. We never really got our hands on like the most important shit. Anyways, let's just switch to nanite. Wait, this guy's gonna see something. I'm gonna scan around for like interesting. I've seen people do this basically.
APPC23.
So a guy was like trying to break down how it actually works, right? And there's actual distance of how far they were able to get. This guy has developed even better system. Super sorted. And super sorting is an idea that kind of like clicked for me. I knew I had to sort something somehow very efficiently, and I did that. I will not explain my engine right now, this is all about Euclidean, but sorting is like the most important piece. for me. I don't know. Bro took a silhouette. And now he gets to grab the points. How would this work in 3D space? He never dared to venture into that. I don't know. I don't know what this is, but maybe I will need to learn this if I do point cloud. Bullshit. Alright, let's look into what nanite is.
Welcome back, it's great to see you. Nanite with one of its
Euclideon Graphics is the newest.
most defining new features. So this and of course its limitations. So
Ooh, it has limitations.
to support that type of mesh properly, you should leave it on just because of how optimized nanite is. But we'll get into the
Ooh, nanite is optimized,
specifics
guys.
a little bit later in the video. Efficient way to render triangles on screen. And the way this works is thanks to a feature called cluster culling.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are we talking voxels, guys? Because that's what it is. Cluster culling is nothing but voxels stitched to each other. Like, you must understand, there's a lot of culling going on deep in the tree, you know, or behind it, maybe? It's still weird, like, what are you culling exactly with nanites, with triangles? What are you fucking culling?
Of individual clusters. Each color here represents one cluster. So clusters adjust based on size on screen, distance. Each cluster here is what's going to get LED'd away or just culled away the moment that it's not visible on screen. This allows you to have a, not per pixel, but almost per pixel level of LOD per mesh, per object. Cluster culling, which is often...
There you go. There you go, guys. Many levels of LOD, that's what it is. That's the great optimization. That's it. They just reinvented Euclidean, my friends.
Then about 128 triangles per cluster. This is a crazy genius bananas LOD system. This is how we can get millions and millions of triangles in a scene without frying your computer. The LOD...
Yeah, that's what Euclidean did. I am realizing that LOD system is the thing that actually makes the world run. Doesn't make the world spin, because it don't do that, but... Man, the LODs, bro.
These are all view dependent and based on list.
But clusters? Is that even crazier? Clusters? Because it's like taking the shape of the object, but it's also just like weird ass No. What do they look like, fucking voxels? I guess not. That's some weird shit, though. I feel like they could. Just like you can technically turn every object into a billboard, and even up close you can still be seeing billboards of an object. I'm not exactly sure, though, what the hell is this? And how do
allows you to have a, not per pixel, but almost per pixel level of LOD per mesh, per object. Cluster culling, which is often about 128 triangles per cluster.
So they basically have these, like, well, blobs, and this is supposed to be nana that basically splits.
Cluster. This is a crazy genius bananas.
To nanite, what you can do is go all the way to the console command down here.
I obviously can do very similar stuff, but I still have to, like, put together environments like that.
And we're going to be typing nanite stats.
And figure out lighting. I have to figure out too many things to be able to carry the weight of cracking this code. But I also want, like, efficiency. I want workflow efficiency. I don't want to get all of this if it's hard, all right? If you have to store it on your computer, that's fucking stupid. I want efficiency in terms of, like, I'm not using gigabytes of data to store these nanite meshes or whatever. Like, I need to know more data about that and loading them. Does it take time to load them? And now that you have, like, so much technology, like, inside one engine, it potentially conflicts with each other, and, like, who knows?
List. Right here.
What's more is that all opaque geometry, each one of those things is benefiting us, the artists, in a very exciting way. This means that draw calls are not really an issue anymore, at least when it comes to the amount of instances and the amount of geo on screen. Now, can we hit pixel scale detail with geometry retracting that makes nanite incredibly impressive is that it compresses extremely well. A 1 million triangle mesh is about 14 megabytes on disk. That's smaller than a single 4K normal map. What? So what makes this Ancient Valley tech demo 100 gigabytes is not nanite, it's the texture resolutions. Some of these textures are, 8K, probably even 16K, I haven't checked, but all these textures...
Yep. When you're downloading a game, you're just downloading a bunch of meshes, basically, and textures.
Have a lot of space on disk. So the compression that's happening...
So what's that? That's the actual thing?
in the past, it was impossible to get those overhangs, right? So you got like landscape, caves, that sort of thing. We couldn't do that with the landscape editor.
What? That's the new technology, overhangs? Nah, you fucking kidding me, dude.
But
Again, I want to see like the actual editing process that feels like Minecraft, just digging around basically. Just placing big rocks or whatever. Like, that would be cool if it's actually like easy to edit these things, but I don't know. What my technology is fucking early stages, and I would want to like actually get more hands on this stuff. Because I might be able to actually edit inside these blocks. I might be able to put blocks inside these blocks that actually carve into them. You know, like, there's so much hidden tech behind this of how can you interact with the environment? How can you interact with a single block? I feel like I'm going in a completely different direction from all these fools. Like, they lost it. They fucking lost it. Unreal Engine absolutely lost it. Lost its grip on like what it's supposed to do, even though it's supposed to make games. But it's just like, wow, look at all these graphics. People have actually bullied Unreal Engine into making graphics, and I feel like it's actually worse. Worse than it ever was. Now, let me just finish this.
Worked with landscape elements and inconveniences and limitations of nanite. The first issue. So overdraw is essentially the number of times that nanite had to draw that pixel. Overdraw occurs when you have a lot of layers of geo.
This is where you gotta get that sorting methods
Even if it's
figured
below
out.
the surface, sometimes with overdraw it still has to render those pixels, and that can get the more overdraw there is. The more overdraw there is,
I love it. I do heat
the
map
worse
too.
performance you're going to get. So you'll notice that all these glancing angles, occlusion culling starts to have a hard time. So it tests to see if the polygons or triangles are visible, and a glancing angle is really hard for nanite to know if it's visible or not. And this get a surface, pay attention to how many layers of geometry are stacked onto one another here. This was done to achieve a max level of quality.
Yay, that's cool.
On
That's
the ground
cool.
itself to give it as much detail as possible, but you'll notice that there's a reason why performance is not as great as people expected. So as long as you keep saying,
Aww, what do you expect? Even greater and greater and greater performance?
Overkill here, which leads to.
I don't know how much geometry I'll be able to stack, but I probably will be able to stack quite a lot without dropping in performance. I'm still just learning on fucking multi-thread, and I obviously have limitations of what I can do, guys. Because I'm a guy who doesn't understand, like, ins and outs of graphic cards. But with me comes a package called I like creating games. Like real games, guys. Like actually real games, guys. So I'm just saying, if you want nanites, I might be able to hook you up with something, brother. Just click that red button somewhere, right? It's not longer red, it's garbage color. Cool, that's awesome, YouTube. You did it. Nanite technology. Whoa, look at this nanite technology. That's crazy. Imagine his nanite technology and his beard.
Two-sided doesn't work so well with what we call aggregate geometry. So what the heck is that? Fancy word. Aggregate geometry.
You're only 50% way there to be Euclidean.
Basically anything that, fine details, so like hair, fur, grass. When should you...
I would be so interested of like, how does Euclidean handle something like fur and hair? That's the cool shit, you know?
Nanites are occluder of other nanite geometry. An example.
If you render less than 2 triangles per pixel, you're going to start to see visible artifacts of the loss. And GPU entire pipeline for avoiding the rasterization hardware in the GPU, and just going straight to pixels and calculating what should be done with that pixel as a result of some ray tracing and geometry intersect.
Some ray trace and do the same thing, guys.
Done in pixel shader. So instead of using the triangle pipeline, we're just using pixel pipeline and getting a better result.
Because of the limitations of the triangle rasterizer in the GPUs. That's fascinating. As you described,
Because polygons suck
you
balls.
need the tiny this
And literally, that's a pun, you can say. Triangles suck on balls.
might seem
That aspired to do this sort of things was popping. You'd be running some number of triangles for a while, and then you'd switch to a different number of triangles, and you'd see a visible transition, and the screen would look like it got shaken up. It's a disturbing artifact that distracts you from the game. And so I want to imagine
incredible.
They're literally just describing Euclidean again.
It's so cool. It's so cool. You can completely lose yourself in that world and you would forget that this.
Don't do that. I'll try to like shy away from true immersion because it doesn't benefit me at all. I'll just go through this interview. Maybe there's some nuggets here, and we wrap it up. I think Euclidean wins this one. If this is versus
Hi, I'm enjoying my video to give their fans a 1-year update. The video received almost 2 million hits in the first 4 days, and soon became the most popular
scrubbed video on the
video on
internet.
YouTube for the world for just 1 day. Soon after this, they're going to disappear again so they can get back to work and won't release anything else until after they're finished.
Man, these fuckers are AAA. role players already. They're disgusting me.
Let's go up a vegetarian.
Again, Euclideon beat the competition, but is just as disgusting as the competition,
This sponsors a
so
whole orphanage in India.
whatever.
About gaming videos on
What
YouTube.
if they just fucking, fuck it, let's use nanite instead? What if they did that?
All time, so that's the Roman at the moment. It's flat, with some flat panels sticking up into there. We're looking at around about
This
20
does look fucking laggy as hell, though,
million.
in
So
a way.
100,000 times is a
It does feel like it has, like, loading
big
waves.
number.
Yeah.
I used a big number by 720 or 768. Then what we do is we have a search algorithm, and it goes out and it grabs exactly one atom.
We have search algorithm, my friends. That is the ultimate way of solving graphics. Just gotta figure out how to find that pixel, guys.
Pixel on
The demo you published last week has no animation in it. How do you explain that? Can you do animation?
Yes, we can do animation. Animation has been a part of the system from the very beginning. I think a lot of people are saying, we know what this
Well, you should have showed it. I think these are cubes. Even this is still seamless. It's so annoying, dude. It's so
is,
annoying.
and we know we can't do animation, but those people have no idea what we're doing. And regarding our end product, our outcome, that's not finished yet. And in all things, I think since the demonstration I mentioned on another interview, we feel like a mother who put cookies in the oven.
Right.
And the children keep coming along, taking the cookies out of the oven and going, they don't taste right. If you give us a bit of time, they will taste.
I'm pissed. If you put enough updates like Minecraft did, it would taste right, and it would actually work for more people. Some people judge the cookies because they want to help, they want to steer into the right direction. That's the common mistake, the common L is to pretend to be a AAA fucking company and fucking flop in terms of public service. It's so
just
annoying.
Proclaiming that you must have
He got bullied into a high level of ego.
memory limitations.
So
What
annoying.
we produced was not a finished product or a finished demonstration. It
Oh,
was
come on. He feels so much pain for this one thing. It's like, it's not finished, guys. It's not finished.
a
Okay.
1 year report.
So you should have been clear. Maybe uploaded your own video saying, well, we're gonna continue working on this. You wanna subscribe or whatever, like
For our
that
fans
sort
and
of stuff.
supporters, and I decided to quit work.
His life journey is obviously another inspiring part that I'm not gonna highlight, but I also wish not to be in poverty. Poverty will bully me into being a AAA person, though. Guys, please save me from poverty.
Use that for 2
Subscribe,
years to
subscribe
pour all my time
harder,
into working
please.
on the graphics engine. My parents were horrified at the time. My parents are very, very supportive. I went
I wish my parents were horrified.
to make clear in a very, very different direction. Now, it was a direction that for a long time wasn't looking like it was going anywhere.
This is so cool. And again, why is it so seamless? It's crazy. Why does it blend so well? It has to be actually little blobs. And potentially blobs that are actually multicolor.
So
I don't know,
started
man,
evolving in a
it's
very, very
crazy.
different direction. Now,
Bro, it's still better than
it was
mine.
very, very hard to overcome that problem. I was doing little odd jobs like Target and call centers, and eventually I even had a job which is very good for entrepreneur programmers. I was working in a funeral parlor as a body collector, and I wasn't
Damn, he should have been collecting more bodies. Should have been continuing to collect
paid
bodies
for that.
at
It
this
was really hard
point.
to me, but it was investment contacted me and said I really like
Yeah,
what
he was looking for investments. And honestly, in today's world, maybe you would actually be able to just crowdfund it.
point because up until
I mean, we'll see. Maybe I'll just be able to fucking YouTube fund it. You know, that's why I encourage people to engage with the videos and watch the actual presentation of how my engine works or whatever, I guess.
who've done some in the past.
I don't have to collect bodies, guys. I collect taxes from the government.
He's
That's
now
what I
retired.
do.
Pearson, aka Notch, called you a snake oil salesman. How do you answer his
How dare Notch do such things? You know, he did the thing. He's actually interested in the 3D graphics and still couldn't believe his eyes. Like, what? Imagine tripping Notch's brain to the point where it's like, I don't believe what I'm seeing. That's crazy, dude. To the point where Notch couldn't believe it, to the point where he got angry. It's insane. That's fucking achievement right there.
Here it is right
But
now.
actually, it's Notch's mistake as well to be so rude. It's crazy.
And, I think that normally on most topics he's sane and sensible. He's not known for being overly critical or over the top. But on our particular case, I just happen to fall into the situation where I'm not in the favour of Notch. He says I'm a snake oil salesman.
Again, it looks very different when it just comes out as this new technology. Like, people have a hard time wrapping their heads around that. That you can even escape polygons or LOD meshing or culling. It's hard for people to comprehend these things, man.
And this is where I got up to just as an individual before Euclideon formed. So
Oh, I wonder how far I will get as an individual.
we now have a much bigger team here, and
The funny thing is, I don't all just want to use point clouds necessarily, because I can use all kinds of shapes, cylinders, anything ray traceable I can use. So if I do Generation 3, it has to be significantly cooler. And you can see like different shapes being tested. It's
we take
fascinating,
stuff that
I
I
guess.
created and some pieces of different shapes, so it's seeing how well do we handle different types of geometry. Clearly there's not a polygon to be seen.
And how old is this technology? Is voxels? Is it voxels?
A voxel seems to mean different things to certain people. To some people you say a voxel, and they'll show you really old games like Comanche and say they're voxels. And to other people a voxel is a little box. And to other people a voxel is a little floating atom. If we're referring to it as a voxel being a little floating atom, like a pixel, then yes it is voxels, but it's
Yes!
What they're doing is something.
Now, saying unlimited is still like so groundbreaking of like how do you do the search algorithm so efficiently that it is in fact unlimited. Even the nanites, if you layer them on top, if you overdraw that shit, it still brings down the fucking FPS. Like, I swear, Euclideon is still ahead of nanite, guys. I just wish this guy fucking woke up one day and be like, I guess I should bring it back, to everyone else. I hope he wakes up one day and realizes that he will die at some point. When he's 270 years old, he might die.
Something new and impressive. In reality,
From draw call
it's
overdose.
been done several.
then the computer can handle more of them.
And it looks a little bit like Minecraft as well.
Because it's blocky.
Yeah.
Bending, no, I am not Voxelstein
No, definitely not.
or anything like Voxelstein. Okay, now atom montage
Man, I wish you were Voxelstein.
difference.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, by the way, when he's talking about like footprints, I can do footprints easy, bro. That's the easiest part for me. The formable terrains, the easiest part for me. Because again, every object that you see on my engine just can move around freely.
okay, the third video is 60, and I think it's a good example as to why we don't ray trace in games.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, you got fucking fooled on this one. Welcome to the world of ray tracing. Now we do, because it caught up. Actually, technology caught up to this. So,
Ray tracing is a slow process where you send out these
get
little rays
wrecked,
and they
bro.
touch things and it puts no rays. We're nothing like ray tracing. I hope you can see the difference.
That's scary, though. That scared me so much. Of like, what? What is your search algorithm doing? It's crazy.
What they're doing is impossible. You cannot do anything like this on the current computer hardware. Who am I paraphrasing?
John Carmack said.
That's what John Carmack said. For those of you who don't know John Carmack was the creator of Doom and Wolfenstein. The term
Again, it stumps even the greatest people. Like this guy fucking stabbing, collecting bodies, bro, for a living.
computer scientist refers to a
And still just
person who does experiments.
look at all these pretty dinosaurs in the end. It's so sad. Such a
One of
flopper.
the best examples of
Like, the funniest thing, this was so entertaining to watch, though. This Euclidean fucking meltdown, like, wow.
this. John says,
Notch,
no chance of getting
Carmack,
the current generation
all the
systems,
big
but maybe
guys.
several years from now. So we're in a situation here where the word of Carmack and the word of Notch cancel each other out. One says it's simple, everyone's doing it, it's completely unimpressive. The other says it's impossible and nobody can do it.
But obviously,
A gaming laptop, it's an Intel Core i7 2 gig.
Okay.
And here we have a nice green cable that goes to a...
or is it?
No, you're actually seeing real time. No, I'm having fun with you. Here, 12 rounds, come back, turn to the side.
Don't
Okay.
crash into elephants? There's a rule?
Go up to the tree. Do you want me to drive? My laptop by 768, but please don't judge us too
The weirdest thing he says...
We are running like 21 trillion polygons, and we haven't touched the graphics card. That's a lie, actually. We need to use the graphics card for the final bitmap, like the final picture being put on the screen. But
He doesn't touch the graphics card? Like, at this point, shit gets really weird. Like, the flex gets beyond imaginable universe. That's how crazy the flex is. So I really hope these guys were onto something. Otherwise, it's unbelievable. There's technically not a lot of points actually going towards the screen from where they're supposed to go. But how do you align everything? What if the camera fucking moves? What do you do then? I don't have answers for stuff like this. And it has to reprocess every single object to grab points that actually are valid for the camera. Like, this is not simple stuff.
that could have been any graphics card from
Oh boy.
1994.
Maybe with LOD switching, it's something, but to not touch the graphics card, the most important piece, he just made it even more unbelievable than it actually is supposed to be. Like, it's just
It'll
insane.
take much to stick something on the screen. To be honest, around. So this is the unoptimized version. I suppose
This is an optimized version. What the fuck are you doing? Why are you hurting so many
That's what
people
a lot
right
of
now?
you is- I hope someone out there is saying, wow, someone is, we know what lotting is, level of distance, that's,
lauding his level of distance in this video. It's so funny. And he says LODs. It's LOD, obviously. Alright, that's actually a very important topic. Let's
Okay,
hear
this
it.
is level. Okay, this is a test that some people ask to be done. As we slowly move away from the elephant, does the elephant, like that tree we just saw, suddenly jump? Does he suddenly level of distance? Does he suddenly change? No,
Exactly the same.
no, he doesn't. He's getting pretty small now. I think he's pretty much gone.
You can't see him.
Ones we need, and that system of doing things is fast, very, very fast, because you only
Definitely something interesting might be happening right here.
You're scanning the actual shape of the item, you're scanning its textures, its look, everything. I mean, those statues are just amazing. The leaves we've looked at it.
I'm going into forbidden places, so
Your first demo needs to be this particular world. You know, you as a little character walking around exploring this place.
This is in between.
It is amazing.
The bricks. Hello, ladies, and yeah.
But you know, a developer's going to use this, and how easy is it going to be for them to use?
Ooh, a trick question. Am I already working with?
I love it that the ground itself is in fact very blurry.
Obviously, they have to comment for themselves.
Why is that?
I'm not in a position where I can say what is up. If you would put yourself
Oh my
in their
god, he
shoes
did it!
just for a moment and see things from their perspective.
He crashed. This is the best thing ever.
I mean, we crashed into something. We crashed into a leaf.
No collision control yet.
But does that reveal anything at all, guys? I don't see anything. No, it is like little fucking voxels. He said it himself. Alright, it is true.
I mean, we crashed into something. We crashed into their shoes.
That looks so fucking cool, man. Like, I want to see what it can actually do.
Real than actually importing from the real world.
Detail is concerned.
Yeah.
This far exceeds that.
Well, those are all GPU. We haven't gone there yet.
You haven't really touched the GPU.
We haven't touched it. We'll go there.
What about things like Xboxes and PlayStation?
Yeah, like, oh shit, we haven't optimized because we haven't used the GPU yet, you know? That one thing that does multi-threading better than CPU for sure, and it's like, what is going on
Is
here?
this technology going to be ported over there?
Of saving time and money to produce the game, as far as artists go. And another thing we don't often really highlight is the fact that
That's the important thing, you know? There's also a stretching into different art styles of what is possible.
and
And
you have a
compatibility?
Polygon game, and you have the objects on, say, a PlayStation 3.
What?
And you want to put it on Nintendo Wii or a Game
Oh
Boy
my
DS,
god,
something
it's
like
so
that. You
annoying
have to
too,
rebuild
yeah.
the graphics. Like, if you look at Star Wars Force Unleashed, where they had different companies to do the different games.
Yeah, the
on
iPhone
consoles.
version and all the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas the
Here
major
comes the
advantage,
voxels,
major advantages is the fact that just like a bitmap image, you need only press a button, and everything's going to scale to the size of whatever console or platform you're on. So, you know, like you just take a bitmap in Paint,
But again, these voxels are potentially not bound to a grid.
and you rechange its size.
Yeah.
We can take these graphics.
I don't know how old he is, actually. I'm trying to relate.
That way, we have a lot of hard work to do, and we're a little company, and we don't like to show things until they're finished because
That's the sad ending, though.
I don't know why. We're just trying to make graphics.
Yeah.
We're just trying to make good graphics. Be nice to us. But there's a lot of people who don't like us, and it suits our purposes to disappear again, like we disappeared.
It's so sad that they have to say that in the end. And that's why we don't have Hightail, baby. Because Hightail is too difficult to develop, and people already got paid and they just fucking dispersed. Well, I guess we have nothing to show you. It's so sad, man. But it is how it is. We have to pick up from here and do our best. And if we can crack this technology, that would be very nice. Because it would run only on CPU.